Hey y'all, this is Michael and this is my Friday reads for the 11th of August. A lot of things happened this week. I just came back from my niece's second birthday party from Chuck E. Cheese. It was really draining. Like so many kids there and just running around and just everywhere. It's a really draining place. We were only there for a couple of hours. It was her birthday this week, which was so much fun to celebrate. She's getting so old. It's crazy. She's growing up so fast. And then I did work overnights this week, so my reading schedule that I normally follow did get changed a little bit. But I didn't mention it in my last Friday reads, but my goal this month is to actually read 45 hours instead of my normal 30. And that's roughly about 1 hour and 30 minutes per day. So it's not as ambitious as 2 hours, but it's a little bit more ambitious than an hour. Like it's in the in-between, and I'm doing okay so far. I did miss a couple of days just because of the overnights. Like, my body anyways, is not acclimated to staying up past 12 o'clock, let's be honest. So it was a struggle, but I got through it. Also, in regards to my last Friday reads, I did finish Westworld. Wow. Like, oh, it's so good. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. And then I would highly recommend it. I loved it. Like the cinematography, the plot, the intrigue, the characters, the themes that it talks about, especially about like being human, what is like consciousness, and all of these like sci-fi themes of do androids have rights, that type of thing. But it's also one of those shows where you can have like, because I was listening to a podcast after I finished each episode, I listened to this podcast, and it was like one of those shows where it had like crackpot theories about like the show in general, and it's so much fun. Like so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited for the second season. It does have flaws, especially how it handles some of the plot lines, but other than that, it's, oh my god, wow! You could tell all that money was like on that screen. I started the night of. I watched one episode and I'm really into it. I'm really liking it so far. The one thing that I did notice, obviously, is that it is shot beautifully. It makes me sound so shallow all the time I say that, but it's true. I'm one of those people that look at things aesthetically. I am a photographer, so that's one of the requirements. I'm watching a lot of animes. I think I'm gonna start like making separate videos for animes because I'm watching so many and I have a lot of thoughts. Like anime as a medium for storytelling is great. And I want to talk more about like anime and manga. So let's go to the books. And speaking of manga, I'm still at the same place of My Hero Academia, so nothing new about that. I am going to put off on continuing on reading for Far From the Tree by Andrew Solomon, just because um, I'm low-key high key trying to read the books from the Man Booker Prize long list. Me and Alan, I'll link her channel down below. It's Yup, I Read It. Me and her were just randomly just chatting on Instagram, and then I was like, you know what, slide into my DMs, let's talk about the books that we're reading for the Man Booker. Like she was talking about it, so I was like, let's try to read them. So I'm gonna put a hold on this. I'm gonna put a dot. I did stop at a really good place, so I think it'll be good to just continue. I took a lot of notes on the chapters that I did read, so I'll just read my notes back. It'll be like a recap. But I love this. I think I'm gonna save it for nonfiction November. In regards to my last video, I did finish Lincoln in the Bardo by George Saunders. I was telling Alan, I was telling her that this is like a really hard book for me to rate. Usually, like I don't know. It's so hard to pinpoint. This is not a review, but so this book is told in like a scripture, like a script type of way, and it has like quotes and like sayings from various people surrounding President Lincoln. I'll talk more about it on my wrap up, but I I was like, wait, so is this nonfiction? Like, but I thought I was like, wait, but the Man Booker is fiction. And then when I reached the end, I was like, wait, there's no bibliography, so is it true? Is it false? After I finished it, I found out that it's like semi-truth and semi-fictional. So this takes place of the night and party beforehand of his son Willie, who dies of typhoid. If you watch Insecure, there's this running joke of this show within the show that this one of the boys have typhoid. We follow these ghosts. They're almost like the muses of old plays, and it was weird because they were narrating, but they were also like the main characters. The thing about this is that there were so many, and I'm usually one of those people that I can keep track of the characters. I wrote so many notes for this book. I'm gonna grasp more of my thoughts, and then when I do my wrap up, I'll talk about it. And I haven't listened to the audiobook, and I can see why people would recommend the audiobook. I see what Saunders is trying to do, but I feel as though that it really does hinders on the experience of the reading. And at the end of the day, that can be, it's almost like this wall. Read like probably the first 30 pages or so, and if you're not jiving with it, you won't like it. Plain and simple. Because the style, I was surprised because I actually finished Autumn by Ali Smith this week, which was so surprising. I guess it was because like one of the days for the overnights, my body finally got used to it on like the before the last night. So I just stayed at the coffee shop and read like a good chunk of this. This is my first Ali Smith, and I've heard her talk about so much in on YouTube and the like literary circles, and I got it. Like I understood why people really enjoy her as a writer because her writing style is beautiful. Like it is beautiful. I'll talk more about it in my wrap up, but wow, I'm a true believer. It was one of those. Oh hey, yeah. Oh, bandwagon. Is this the bandwagon for Ali Smith? Yeah. Can I buy a ticket, please? Yeah. Just make it one way. Just make it one way. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. It was. It was good. It was so good. My opinion, better than Lincoln in the Bardo. All right. So currently, I'm reading Swing Time by Zadie Smith. This is my first Zadie Smith. And I have heard of her praised highly by several people. Mm. The beginning of this was really promising, but I'm on page 91, and it's really really cumbersome. Okay, so there's basically two timelines in this book. One timeline is better than the others. That's all I gotta say. Because one timeline is really kind of boring in my opinion, and it's really cumbersome. Her writing style is really weird because it's really descriptive, but I feel as though it tends to go on longer than necessary. I'm only on page 91 and I'm feeling like, okay, some of this stuff could have been edited out. Like, I'm wondering where the story is going at all because the timeline where it is when they're kids, this is about two ballerinas essentially, and we have like this narrator, I don't know her name yet, but I'm gonna keep chugging along. The thing about this though is that it reads really easily, which I'm surprised by, because I'm going through them. I just started this yesterday, so there is that. And then I have a whole bunch of the other Man Booker books waiting for me at the library. I'm gonna go get it tomorrow actually, and that's Exit West, The Ministry of Utmost Happiness, and there's one more that's waiting for me at the library. So I'm gonna start on one of those books. Oh, it's Paul Auster 4321. I'm gonna start on one of these books after I finish this. I'm definitely gonna try to finish this by Saturday, so Sunday I can start on a new book. I went to the Second and Charles today. Second and Charles is like a second-hand store in general. Like they sell like new and used books, movies, vinyls, geek fandom type of things. And I did buy 3 books. The Woman in the Dunes by Kobo Abe. This is a Japanese story. I'm really interested in Japanese literature right now just because so many of the animes that I've been watching have so many references to works of Japanese literature. So I'm in this mood right now. I'm reading At the Mouth of the Beast At the Mouth of the River of the Bees by Kit Johnson. I'm reading that digitally, and I'm finding that it's a little bit hard to read digitally just because I'm taking notes on it and it's like so small, like because I'm reading it on my phone and it's just a little bit cumbersome. I'm behind on it, so I'm gonna try to catch up with it. But I'm finding that I need to read these short story collections in physical form. It just makes it easier for me essentially because I don't have my small screen going like this and then trying to go like yeah. I bought two. One is A Guide to Being Born by Ramona Asubel. I saw this floating around and it's just a beautiful cover. Like I just saw it's just a beautiful cover. And then the other one is Blow Up in Other Stories by Julio Cortázar. Julio Cortázar's most famous book is Hopscotch, and I attempted to read it. It's one of those books where like you have to be prepared for it because it's deceptively long. Because the way it's actually one of those books where you read it differently. It's like like hopscotch. So I'm gonna try that book maybe sometime in the near future. But it really intrigued me when I started it and then I stopped it. So I'm gonna try to read his short story collection, and I just found it there, and it was like only what $4.65. So not that bad. So those are the books that I'm gonna try to read this weekend. Wish me luck. Also, I just want to also mention I'm behind on uploading videos, so I'm hoping to get everything back soon. So yeah, let me know what you're reading for Friday Reads. Until then, I'll see you guys till next time. Bye.
Ready? Happy
birthday to you.
Blow!
One, two, three. Again.
Yay!
Again. 1, 2, 3.
Blow it, Maya.
Maya, blow it. 1, 2,
Blow it.
3. 1,
Blow.
2, 3.
Oh! Oh my God, bro!
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yay!